Hello, my coding family. How's everybody doing today? Let's see, will I go get this TikToky up? How's my coding family doing? Good to see you guys on this Wednesday. I hope y'all got your brain caps on today. All right, I got TikTok going. Let me check messages. Oh, let's see. Anybody got questions today? Anything going on I need to know about? Any of you guys got exams coming up? Anybody taking their exam anytime soon? There. Ooh, all this double-tasking. What's been going on in chat? Let's see. Hey, Shauna. Hey, Colleen. Fagan, good to see you. Oh, you're so welcome, K4. I'm happy to do the class. Hey, Fagan. Although I got to talk to, I have a phone call, I think, on Friday with a cease and desist people that want to tell me what I can and cannot do from here on out. Anyway. Hey, Go-Kart, good to see you. Hey, Patrice. Hello, my Texas friends. Hey, Mabel. What am I doing? I'm doing pin that. There we go. Hey, Taylor. Good to see you. Hey, Kanisha. Hey, Sam. Good to see you. Veranda. Rusty. Like your name. MJ. You passed your CPMA yesterday. Now you have 2 credentials. March Madness. I remember you. I have seen you. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, we got to get a picture of that. You have been watching me for years. Congratulations. Did you watch my CPMA workshop? Because that sucker's awesome. Congratulations. Are you working in the field? Is that going to boost your income where you're working? If your job does not give you extra money because you got that second certificate, then go walk. Find you somewhere else. Make sure you at least get 10 or 20K more a year having that second one. Hey, Samantha. Don't be scared. Well, you will be scared. That's normal, but I got you. I'll be a little birdie on your shoulder. Got to remember what I say. You scheduled yours for September 23rd. Ooh, 12 more days? That's Fagan. I got to write that down. '23rd. Sanchez taking hers for the 3rd time on Saturday. Somebody on Facebook just passed today. I just saw somebody posted just a few minutes ago that they passed their CPC today. Sanchez, Saturday. That's the 14th. Hey, Austin. Good to see you. Micah, Emily. That's my evil cousin's name. It's Emmy, not Emily. I'm having PTSD. Colleen, good to see you. What do these people want? They want me to stop showing any AAPC stuff. And they want me to probably pay them for talking about them, but Lord knows I've spent like $10,000 already for all their books and certificates and courses, because I bought all of their courses, like every single one of them, including the study guides, including all the practice exam questions for multiple years. It's funny. All right. You teach better than a majority of the teachers out there. Aw, thanks. I didn't even go to school to be a teacher. Hey, Tracy. Question 45385. If 3 polyps were removed, do you times it as I say it in Pocket Prep? Pocket Prep says you times it. Is that your question? And you're questioning whether you really do that or not? Miss Mabel. 453. I don't read too well. 45385. You may have written it right, but my my reading skills are terrible. 45385. So let's see. Ooh, that one's on the certification exam. No, it's plural. You see in the book, let me move over here. If you're in the book and you're looking at the CPT code descriptor for our snare, you know how I always have you guys highlight what's in the parentheses in every CPT code descriptor, even if it's just one letter, because that tells you that it does one or more. So no matter how many tumors or how many polyps you have, I believe this is just a one-time deal. It's got the S in it. So as many polyps as you got, I guess it does, as far as I know. I don't see anything. And they may have something wrong in one of their questions. If you think they do, let me know. I know, we can start a petition and see how, yeah, I know. If it turns out really bad, I'll let you guys know, because I know I've got a team that will fight for us. And I don't think so. I think there's just one particular thing they really don't want me doing, and is showing off the courses inside the course. And all I did was show off the very first chapter in one of their courses. And I briefly went over it, showed y'all how to do where you can have it read you the study guide inside the course out loud, so you don't have to read it. It'll read it out loud. It sounds like a machine, but it reads it. And then I show you what the videos look like. And then went through the little bit of practice questions that they have in the middle of the chapter reading of the study guide. And then and just showed off and told you, you know, what the course looks like and what it has inside of it. And this is exactly how it looks like. Now, of course, I've never sold anything that is AAPCs. I would never, and everything I do, it all says don't copy, don't screenshot. We're using this in educational format. There's a lot of people out there that are selling the study guide, that have taken pictures of it and are selling it for, $20 or whatever. There's people out there copying all the pages of their courses and selling it. And I'm not doing anything like that. All I'm doing is promoting it and saying, and using it as an educational tool. And I would never show off all their entire course for any subject. It's their property. I know that much. And it's just you guys have questions and don't know how to navigate a lot of stuff. So it's nice to be shown, okay, this is what it's going to look like. This is what you can expect. And encourage you guys to purchase the course if you want it, or be able to see a little bit of it so you know what you're getting into. So I'm not trying to be harmful or demeaning to AAPC or anything like that. I'm just trying to be helpful to everybody, them and you. Anyway, my lawyer says it's cool. Don't worry about it. But the dude from AAPC is insisting on a phone call. So I'm like, why do I have to talk? You've already got the reply from the lawyer. Either say you accept or say you want to go to trial. We'll go let a judge decide. But y'all don't get fussy or riled up yet. And Lord knows, don't contact them and yell at them about it. Yet. I got it going on. Let's see what else. So that code looks like it is for just multiple polyps. So who asked that and where is it? There it is. It's Mabel. Okay. I've been watching all your lives. Oh, I'm so happy. I feel ready now. It's finally clicking in my head. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. I've been practicing with Pocket Prep. Thank you so much for suggesting it. I love it. 750 practice exam questions for $15. Oh, I wish they'd been around, back in 2019, or I noticed them back then. There was a Pocket Prep back then, but I thought it only had 10 questions. I didn't even realize what it was, and it was only on my phone. I didn't realize there was a desktop version and then that you could buy even more practice questions. So until I got certified, and then I found them, and I thought, oh, this would be great for you guys. Because I buy every single practice question from every single person that sells them. So I'm trying to figure out now how to get into McGraw-Hill as an educator, because they have some really cool medical coding books, or at least it looks like it is. I have no idea. I can't get into it because I need to be part of like a college course program to even be able to purchase one of their books. And to be able to access it, I need instructor resources. Well, if I apply for an instructor, they have to verify my employment. Well, I'm self-employed basically now, but not that I'm just, retired. I'm retired, but I teach as a hobby in my spare time. And so I'm not a facility teacher to have access to McGraw-Hill books. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out how I can do this. And I'm not sure if an LLC, or would I have to make myself a nonprofit educator, maybe through my state and through the IRS to be able to get, I don't know. But they've got some cool coding stuff that I'd love to see. They haven't figured out how to get a hold of yet. But anybody that's out there selling practice exam questions, I love to purchase them all and see what's going on and if they're value to you guys. And of course, I love AAPC's practice exam questions because they're just like what you're going to see on the exam. And Pocket Prep has come out with the closest questions that you could ever get to AAPC at an affordable price. And the bonus for that is that they do have really good rationale with every question, with page numbers that tell you where the answers are. If you have the AAPC, ICD-10, CPT, and HitPix books, those are wonderful. Love it, love it, love it. But trying to figure out how to get into the McGraw-Hill books. That would be cool, because it looks like they've got some cool coding books. I bought one today with an electronic version, but then I realized I got to be a student from a course to be able to access it. So I'm not even sure I can even be a student and see the book. So I don't know. I don't know what I bought today, but trying. Where am I at? Right here. How's my TikTok doing today? Any questions on TikTok? Thank you guys for the 3,000 taps and all the shares. Good to see you guys today. Say the word, Jen. No, don't harass them yet. Any books we can buy to kind of get a glimpse of what it is to be like in the course? Yes, the AAPC study guide. So if you are on, let me see, on TikTok. Let me turn that off and let me turn, oh, I got too many windows open. For sure. Okay, where's Word? There we go. And if I turn the website on. I think I turned on this one, which is Facebook, but I don't see it popping up. Where are we at? Facebook? There we go. Yeah, there's somebody that passed today. Her name is Meredith. She passed today. It was her first attempt, and she had 6 100s just from watching all my videos. Way to go, Meredith. Oh my gosh, she was doing good. So, if you go to my website, medicalcodingbyjen.com, this is what the website looks like. There's the Pocket Prep link, that big purple shaky one right there. If you click on that, I'll get a couple of dollars if you do purchase anything from Pocket Prep. But you just go to the medical, and the very top one is AAPC Pocket Prep. They have 750 practice questions and a pass guarantee right there, which is super cool. And you get access to all the questions, even if you just buy 1 month at 15 bucks, whatever. Or if you do the 3 months, you get the pass guarantee and you get a price of $14 a month. So that's pretty cool. What else was I doing? I was answering her question about what books to get. Yes. So if you go to Google and you just type in AAPC study guide, and whatever certification you're looking for, if you're doing AAPC, CPC, right there, Able books, I've used them before. They have one from 2022 for 44 bucks. You can buy that one from them. You get free shipping too, so that's a really good price because the updated version is 150. But that's okay. Even my study guide that I have is a 2019, which the E&M has changed quite a bit, but still, the 2022 one is good because the E&M changed in 2021. So I can highly recommend this book for 44 bucks. If you purchase that, that is better than the course, I think. It's just everything that's in the course all in one workbook. And it's got so much information in it. Plus it has a ton of practice questions. Each chapter has 10 practice questions, and then at the end there's some more practice questions. So They have cases, they have anatomy, they have everything in all 18 sections of the book. Their study guide is your best. What is it going to be like if I want to purchase their course? That study guide is great. It's really good, and I highly recommend it. If you are going to try to take the CPC or a CPMA, go look for a used copy of their study guide online. Find you somebody that's selling one used with free shipping and get it to you, because AAPC is going to charge you $20 to ship it to you, unless you get it through Vitasource. But yeah, just do a Google search, change your search to shopping, and then hit free shipping. This is a reputable place to buy it from. This person right here needs the letter from AAPC's lawyer right there. That's a bad no-no right there. Really bad no-no, and I'll be sure and let that lawyer dude know that on Friday. I mean, you want to go fuss at somebody, there is a little lady, got her name, right there, that's doing a bad no-no. So, I'm not and would never do something like that. We've got Pocket Quizlet also has some practice exam questions, but some of these have wrong answers in them, so you do have to be careful when you do this. Also, AAPC does have a study guide right here that I think is like from 2019. It's from their website that you can download. It's only 15 pages of it, but it's completely free, and it's like an outline to show you exactly what you're kind of getting. And it's kind of cool, that little thing right there. It's like to show you a preview of what you're getting. But their study guide is great. It's exactly like what you need on the exam. So, super cool. Don't forget, when you are at my website too, also, we have links to additional educators there. We have our social media links right there underneath the social media tab. We have our join our free Discord study group right there, which is super helpful. You just click that button that says join now. We have our Facebook group, our YouTube, our Pinterest. Underneath the resources tab is a ton of free resources. I have a CPT book prep. If you want to know how do I get started in prepping my books for the exam, you can just go to that page, completely free. It'll show you each step with a picture and a description of what to do. There's also book prep videos there. The FAQs are a great resource too, because they'll show you how to join Discord, what is Discord, with screenshots, and what our rooms look like inside our Discord study group. Like, we have an anatomy room, we have med-term room, we have people selling their books, we have a CPMA practice question room, a CPC practice question room, CCS, CCA, all those kind of different categories. Everybody has a different room, job resources and stuff like that. Other thing that I have here is the best list of free resources line right here. Just click on that. When you get there, you'll get a list of all the free resources that we have. Not only the Discord and study group and the CPT book prep, but we also have like CMS free classes right here. If you do click on this, it'll take you straight to the CMS government website, where you can take free classes and earn certifications for lots of stuff that you're already doing. These are like an hour-long course with practice exam questions at the end. No one's going to keep track of who you are or retain any information. You can take the course over and over again and take it 30 times, and then when you do pass, you get this little printable certification that you can add to your resume. This one right here is the basics of medical coding for ICD-10. My previous employer always made us come here for the fraud and abuse training annually. So if you already have this on your resume, there's 2 of them already done for this year, and your certifications printed to go along with your resume, you're a step ahead of the HR department. There's appeals and grievances, 2 classes in that, and if you have that training and like to do that kind of stuff, there's always openings for that, 100%. Medicare billing, the world of Medicare, there's all kinds of classes here that are totally free, so super cool. Be sure and go there. There is a free grant for Pocket Prep link there. There's an AAPC scholarship application there. I've seen people get free exam attempts, free books, free memberships, all of the above. And there's also a link to the AAPC's free monthly magazine, which is super cool. It comes with 20 practice exam questions every month that you guys can do. In fact, I have the monthly magazine that you guys cannot see. Let me see. Can I get that up? How do I change that? That's a website. Let me see. Add. Is it a window capture? I never know. Window capture, yeah, that'll work. There you go. There's the monthly magazine for September. And that one has the exam question that I showed you yesterday or Monday, where A and B have the exact same answer. And then the answer ended up being D. But anyway, it's kind of funny. We all make errors, but that's pretty cool. They have the 20 practice exam questions every month. So if you have not been going in there and doing those, be sure to know that you can do them. You get 3 attempts before they lock you out for 1 hour. Be sure to fail it. You want to make sure you don't get the exam 100% correct, because you want to save those, because you don't want to pass the monthly magazine quiz until after you're certified, because they come with a CEU, continuing education, that you're going to need. So try to fail them. Just alternate the ones that you get wrong with the ones you want to know the answer to. They come with rationale and everything, so they're just like regular questions. But you can go through and do the last 12 months of magazine questions at any time. They do delete the magazine questions after 12 months. So they will be deleting September of 2022's magazine pretty soon, the next 10 days or so. And we'll never see those questions again if you don't go capture them. But all those links are on my website. Super helpful. The other thing that I have is a blog. It is way helpful. I write lots of blogs about with practice exam questions in them. I also do blogs about how to find a job, what jobs do I look for, what are the names of those jobs, how do I code spines, eyes, delivery of babies with examples. Just tons of stuff here that are free that have practice exam questions with them. The practice area is totally free for you guys too, so you can click on a practice exam question. It'll tell you instantly what the answer is and the rationale. So be sure and come here. Nothing fancy, but all you got to do is just click on the answer and it'll tell you what the rationale and stuff is. I have to write like computer code to do these, so I'm not too good at it, but at least they're here and something for you guys to do. If you ever see any problems or errors, just be sure and email me and let me know, hey, this one's wrong or right. But hopefully they're good. You know, I am human, but I have thousands of questions on this website. So, you know, be sweet if I do make a mistake. I got some E&M flashcards that are wonderful for you guys to do without your books. You're meant to go in here and do all 3 sets and see if you know what the headers are to these E&M codes. And then when you finish all 3 sets, leave the program, go back in and do it again and see if you can get them right. I have some PDFs that you can download instantly right here. This one's for the heart. Super cool. In PowerPoint presentation, it'll actually fill in the blanks and answer all these for you, which is really cool. Plus you can print it out and work on it. You can click on this flashy thing right here and download the acronym flashcards completely free right here with, you know, nothing. And it'll give you all the acronyms in a PDF form that you can cut out, and then you can work on those flashcards at home. The other thing I do have is a membership. If you do want more practice exam questions that I write, you can join the membership. There's one membership for like $5 and something, where you just get like E&M, integumentary, cardiovascular, and anesthesia and diagnoses. And then there's another plan that's like $8 that you get everything, including the guidelines, anatomy, and modifiers, oncology, where you get access to all the hundreds and whatever of practice exam questions. These are just the E&M questions that I have here. There's like a ton. These aren't anybody else's questions. They're my questions that I wrote, so there's just a ton of them. I'm not even halfway through yet. That's just the E&M page. There's a lot of them. And I update the bottom all the time. We can go all the way down here. And I'm always putting in more info. Here I'm getting into where I'm putting in like some snippets of information, and then we'll do some practice exam questions about that. Why is it blue? Oh, it's blue because I got it highlighted. So anyway, there is always something new being added down here at the bottom. You just click on it and then it'll tell you whether you got it right or wrong or whatever, the rationale. So pretty cool. Don't forget about the shared gallery. I think everybody can add to it if you guys wanted to, but it's got all the best pictures that I like, including what courses I've already taken, the amount of components that are needed for each vaccine. You've got a list of the CPT codes and then the components it includes over here in the other column. You'll need that information for your certification exam, so be sure and go to those 2 pages right there at the top. Super helpful. The rest are, you know, how do I keep my books from unwinding? What book do you recommend for CRC? What is your favorite heart picture, eye picture? How do I get an extra hour for my exam? What pens do you use? What camera do I use? All that kind of stuff. There's the fraud and abuse certificate from CMS that you would get, and what the certifications look like when you do pass those courses. How do you do your ICD-10 notes? All that kind of stuff is all here. How many questions are on the exam? What kind of questions are on the exam? Anyway, all kinds of cool pictures there. Be sure and go there. Also, I have another subscription that's separate from the other one. If you want to do CRC certification, all of its practice exam questions are under one membership area. It's $8 also. But if you want to do CRC, you've got a whole practice area here with a ton of practice questions and bonus PDFs that you get to download with it. And over 600 practice questions that you can do right here for $8, you know, for CRC. So super cool, with more bonus, all kinds of stuff to go along with it. So super helpful if you ever wanted to do that. And I'm always adding down here to the bottom new questions as I write them. Same thing, you just click on an answer and it'll tell you whether you got it right or wrong. got both those wrong, but that's super helpful. All right, I hope you guys have on your thinking caps, because some of the questions I got today are pretty cool. Let me get back to that screen. I know Monday's was really fun. The last question of the day was really fun. 32 messages on TikTok. I missed them all. Oh yeah, I forgot about, we are doing the workshop. Thanks, Go-Kart. This Sunday we are going to do 75 questions this Sunday in 3 hours time. It won't be like this kind of live lesson. It's going to be more like, grab your books, all 3 books. Here's our question. You have 120 seconds to find the answer, and everybody run to the different answers, look up the code, look up your differences, and then you guys pick out an answer. Let me know in chat, and then I'll tell you what I think my answer is, and then we'll reveal what the real answer is. Usually I get like, 98% of them correct, but I'm not 100%. I do try to find new questions that I haven't even seen yet. I just copy paste them and put them down, and then we do them live together. I have in particular gone out of my way to make sure that anything that anybody has mentioned this year in comments from people who are posting on AAPC's website or whatever, saying that I passed today, and then inside their comments somebody's always asking them, what did you see you weren't expecting, or whatever. If somebody said, a meniscus tear or triplets or something, I've gone out of my way to scour the internet for that kind of information and made sure I had a question around that area. I have no idea if I have the question, but this workshop is going to go over all 18 sections, and we're going to have some questions from each section, and whatever questions I do have are from current people mentioning a whisper in the wind about something that they wish they had known about prior to taking the exam. So I'm working hard to develop those. I think the workshop is like $16 or something, and then tax. But if you guys want to join, the link is on my website, the first main page right there. And then you'll get access to the replay for 90 days. Even if you can't be there the whole 3 hours and actually do it with me live, you will get this. It's going to be the same link that you get on Sunday. It's the same link that will be the replay. So you're just going to use that, and whenever you get time to sit down, then you can go in real time and try to do these questions just like if you were going to take the exam. It'll give you a really good notion whether you're ready or not. If you can get through all 75 questions and get around 90% of them right, whatever that percentage is, what is that? What's 90% of 75? I have no idea. But if you can do that, then you know you are ready for your exam. I don't want you to barely squeak by and get a 70% of 75 done. I want you to get on up into the 90s. If you can do that, then you know you're ready. So this will be a good one this Sunday for sure. All right, just a discussion question, not an A, B, C, or D question. This one is, let me make it bigger too. All right, there we go. If a patient presents to the emergency room department with chest pain, after evaluation of the patient, the provider determines that the patient has a pending infarction and admits the patient to observation status for continued care, what would we bill today? What would we bill? And if you guys on TikTok are having a really hard time seeing, I am streaming this live on YouTube. with a much clearer and direct screen view where you get the whole screen, the chat, the camera view. It's all going to be direct on your device instead of this through my cell phone onto a TV screen kind of view that's terrible, because I don't have my TikTok streaming ID. I don't know how to get that, and I can't stream YouTube and TikTok at the same time without that. And if I missed your message, just repeat it in chat. I missed a lot on YouTube too. I wonder where Pocket Prep says it was ×3. Really, Mabel? And that was the correct answer? I'll have to check that out. 45385 ×3 on Pocket Prep. I have about 200 questions out on Pocket Prep of the 750 that I still have not audited. I was supposed to do that. I haven't done it yet, but I will check that out. You've paid thousands too? I have. I've done so many. 67.5 questions right out of 75. Angela, thank you. So you want to get at least 67 questions right. It's better on YouTube. I have it on my TV and my laptop just in case. You're awesome. Impending infarction, yes, is the diagnosis code, but what E&M code are we going to bill is my question. Thank you, Island Mama, for being a subscriber on TikTok. Hello, my name is Clara, and I'm interested in doing medical coding and billing and not sure where to start. Miss Wright, you are going to go to my 3 pinned TikToks. At my little blue logo right there, click on that, and the 3 TikToks up there are exactly answering that question. Where do I start? It'll tell you exactly what I think. What do you guys think? Hey, MK, good to see you. Y'all, today here in Arizona, Travis got to school at 8 a.m. and they canceled school at 9 a.m., I'm sorry, because the fires in Cali or something. I'm like, what? They called all the buses back and sent them home. And we're like really far away. We're near Laughlin, Arizona, like near Vegas-ish, kind of, sort of. But it was smoky today, but it was interfering with the electrical power grid from Cali to Arizona, and our utility company was going to need to shut off or was having issues with the school's electricity. And because it was 118 today, they had to send everybody home because they weren't going to have the air conditioners on all day long or something. So anyway, never happens out here that school gets canceled. It was crazy. So he was back home by 9:45 this morning. And no cheer practice. Goodness. Thank you, Jiggly Jello, for all the hearts. You're so sweet. She runs a TikTok that does audiobooks, and I am one of those people who cannot go to sleep as soon as I go to bed. I have to lay there for an hour and a half before I can doze off, and the only way I can do that is if I listen to audiobooks before I go to bed. And so I love listening to her channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for the puff hearts. You're awesome. So if anybody likes audiobooks, you guys should go follow her channel. Jiggly Jello 76. All right, where are we at? You can get a gift swap card. Ask the title gifter what they'd like to see in your gift gallery if you plan to swap gifts. What the heck is that? And I got donuts from her too. My goodness. Girlfriend. I am March Madness. Aw, you passed your CPMA, girl. Yeah, and you're a subscriber too to my TikTok channel. Aw. Congratulations on passing your CPMA and your CPC. You're a big dog now. You got the same certifications I do. Thank you for the heart me, September Goddess. What E&M codes? Come on. What E&M codes are we billing for a patient who presents to the emergency room department for chest pain? After the evaluation, the provider determines that the patient has a pending infarction and admits the patient to observation status for continued care. What are we billing? Come on, my YouTube and TikTok family. What you got? We got no correct answers. T, Fagan, Patrice, Ada, Mabel. These questions kill me. Let's do our diagnosis real quick too, by the way. What the heck are we going to do? Impending infarction. This is a question that's on the CPC exam too, by the way. The ICD-10 part of it. And if you don't have your ICD-10 book looking like this, then you can skedaddle over to my shop and you can purchase my ICD-10 notes. They're like $10. And you can get your notes looking like mine. But I write down all the examples. Like I'm in the sepsis area on the sepsis page, and I've got all the guidelines written and my examples. So like R65 is never the first diagnosis code. Sepsis without organ failure means one diagnosis. Urosepsis means query your doctor. And then I've got every example like sepsis with non-infection. What goes first, second, third, and fourth. An example of sepsis with no organ failure. What's the answer? Sepsis with shock due to this kind of infection gets this, this, and this. Anyway, if you're not doing that, you're going to be wrong. Where would we go in our ICD-10 book to find pending infarction? What are we going to look under? How are we going to find this? If you don't have an A, B, C, or D, what are we looking for? I have a problem and a question. How do I differentiate which book I'm going in when to find the answers? Like, is it really get confusing? Like these with no codes, it's my weak area. It's everybody's weak area. And until you practice and fail a whole bunch with questions like this that do not have A, B, or C, D, that's the only way to figure it out, is to go find you a bunch of them that do not have A, B, C, and D and get a ton of them wrong. Like if you wanted to learn how to grow plants, you got to go kill a lot of plants, right? Unfortunately, you got to go grab you a bunch of plants and try to keep them alive, and a lot of them are going to die until you figure out what you're doing wrong and figure out how to keep them alive, right? Same thing with practice exam questions. If you're going to do and figure this out, you got to go fail a lot of questions. So find you a bunch of them and get a ton wrong, and then you'll eventually go, light bulb, and come on. Yep. I know, Miss Russell. Where are we going? We're not going to infarction. We're not going to farction. Thank you for helping to answer. Anybody on TikTok? We're going to go to impending. I am pending. I am. Yep, there you go, go-kart. Let's go look up A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, H, and then I. We go to the word impending. I am P. E, N. I am pending. Impending. Right down here. Way down here. It says impending coronary syndrome, delirium, or myocardial infarction. The coronary syndrome and myocardial infarction have the same diagnosis code, but be sure and mark this area is super important as a area that will be on the exam. Highlight it in our pink area. You want to remember your impending. Maybe star the top of your index page so that when you're flipping around, you know this has an important question or answer on it on this particular page, and then highlight it in pink and star it. Yep. And then you probably want to go to your cardiovascular section, your I-20 section, back here in the back of your book, A, B, C, D, E, H, I. You want to go to your I-20 area and make sure, like I do, you have I-20 marked, which says unstable angina. It does not say impending MI on it anywhere, or coronary syndrome. So you want to move that info from your index to your tabular list back here and be sure you have it marked as impending MI2 once you get here. Super helpful to do. That way you've got that. So we've got our little guy or gal, whoever, I 20.0. But what E&M code or codes are we doing here? So what was done? What was done for this patient today? Move this back. What was done today? Our patient came into the ER, right? There was an evaluation. You know, that patient came into the ER. Everybody would have been, you know, he would have been a lot of people's best friend that day, because, or she or he or whoever, would have immediately been set up with the blood pressure cuff, pulse ox, EKG run. There would people be poking and sticking, drawing blood. We're going to draw the cardiac labs to see. So there would have had to have been a physician with an order, right? Somebody would have had to come in and say, yep, let's do all this. So we got the ER eval as far as an E&M code. We're definitely going to do a 99280 something. Put an X in as a placeholder, right? 99280X. Then what was done by that same physician? That physician admits the patient, right? To OBS, we're going to be billing our 99280 to 30 whatever, right? And then we need our 25 modifier, because this visit is not in the hospital. This is like a regular office visit, because ER is just a clinic. It's not a hospital. Observation or admit hospital is hospital codes. And we get to bill for both, because observation means that this physician did another evaluation on this patient and another evaluation on this patient. There would have been 3 complete head-to-toe evaluations on this patient in this chart on the same day. Head-to-toe evaluation in the ER, head-to-toe when you decide to admit the patient, to observation. Observation requires at least 2 visits from an MD to come back after they give oxygen and potassium or whatever they're doing, nitrogen, whatever they're doing under the tongue, to this patient, administering some blood pressure meds, and then the physician would have come back a 3rd time and done a head-to-toe evaluation one more time. So 1 visit, 2 visits. 3 visits altogether equals those 2 E&M visits. Sorry guys, on TikTok I got to do the puzzle piece. Puzzle piece. Let me do it again. Puzzle piece. Verification. I am still here. I am not a robot. So we would have had those 2, the X's are just placeholders, an ER visit and observation visit with the 25 modifier on the 2nd E&M visit for this particular patient. And here's your guideline for that mess that I did not write, but I did write the top part. Get that red thing out of the way on this thing. Okay. In the case, both the ER visit and the hospital inpatient and observation service codes are reported. Appending the 25 modifier on the ER code. Oops, I had the modifier on the wrong one. Sorry. Modifier goes on the ER visit. Sorry, not on the observation code. They're right. That is right. It goes on the first code. Sorry. Don't mean to make that confusing. But they are correct. It's a good thing I copy and paste straight from the book, or I'd have it all wrong. Observation is always at least 2 completely new evaluations if somebody was evaluated in the ER. If you come in and they admit you direct to observation without an ER evaluation, then you're 2 visits. If they see you in the ER, then admit you to observation, then you're 3 visits. If that makes any sense from a physician. And you're billing the ER visit with the 25 modifier and then your OBS code. And that's supposed to be a comma in between. We used to not do that. We used to always have to just bill 1 visit per day. So it's such a new concept. Everything that I ever did in real practice in the real office would have been only billing for OBS, and that was it. Such a hard concept to remember because I haven't practiced it enough. All right, here's another one. Completely new situation. Dr. X consults with Mrs. Jones prior to admission, then reevaluates the patient. Are we billing admit hospital, office consult, admit consult, OBS, subsequent hospital? I got 15 of you guys on TikTok. I hope you guys are still doing okay. Y'all have gotten quiet over there on TikTok. And I know I had a lot of messages that I just did not get to on TikTok. I'm sorry. Dr. X consults Mrs. Jones prior to admission, then reevaluates the patient. Admit hospital, office consult, admit consultation, OBS, or subsequent hospital visit. What are we doing? Hey, Bill, good to see you. The ad got you. I'm sorry, Samantha. Those ads get me like $3 a week. So it's nice. It's a little nice. We order pizzas on Friday with it. So hope y'all understand. If y'all ever wanted to know what 100,000 subscribers gets you a week, it's funny. Royal, I hope if you need something, let me know. Retype your message. I really don't understand what subsequent means. Let's say a patient was admitted into the hospital for 3 days. First day is admit. The second day is subsequent. Third day is discharge day. So that's what subsequent means. It means you're in the hospital, you weren't admitted that day, and you were not sent home that day. You're just there, still at the hospital. Admit day is first day, subsequent is second day, third day is discharge day. And it could be where your patient is there 4 days. So that would move your discharge day to day four, and then your day 3 would be another subsequent day. So you could have multiple subsequent days. You cannot have multiple admit days in a row, like admitted today. You got to be discharged. And you can't be multiple discharge days either, in this. So these two are solitary during one occurrence. One patient coming in for one issue. This is standard. Admit is only once, discharge is only once. You could have multiple subsequents, but it's just dependent on the length of stay. So does that help? Understanding what subsequent means? It's just a fancy term saying you're still there and can't go nowhere. I still do not see a correct answer in chat. Royal is close. Mabel is close. Y'all are close. kind of in limbo. Yep, it's not your admission day. It's not your discharge day. You're still there receiving care. That is subsequent. When did the MD do a reevaluation? This is all happening same day. Dr. X consults on Mrs. Jones prior to it being admitted, then comes back and sees her again same day. Observation. OBS is just the first 3 letters of your E&M codes for observation. Observation includes your admit and discharge same day. If you don't know what's included or what's going on in all of these E&M header terms, you really should get my PDF in my shopping cart store for just the E&M codes. You can print those out, and I've written the code and then exactly what you should be thinking and what's going on in that code on the back side. And you should commit those to memory prior to your exam. It'll make things a lot easier for you. Okay. Before this patient was admitted, they walked in and a consult was ordered for this patient. That physician who was ordered to come consult that patient saw her prior to getting admitted and then after getting admitted. Saw her twice in one day. When a consultation service is performed prior to admission, the consultant sees a patient again after admission. The consultant should report a subsequent hospital or observation service instead of admit, hospital, or inpatient consultation. So both D and E were both the answer. Yeah. Both of those were the answer. Could have been either or, depending on the documentation. If the patient was not discharged, then you're going to bill subsequent. If the patient does end up getting discharged within that same 24-hour period, then you do your observation. Committing these sentences to memory is super helpful. That paragraph and then this one. In the case where both an ER visit and a hospital inpatient and observation are reported, append the 25 modifier on the ED code. Committing that to memory is super helpful too. All right, here's some more. Hope you got your thinking caps on. Office and other outpatient E&M subcategories are what? There's two of them. What are they? You got it, Fagan? Good. Yeah, I get this. That PDF is really good. You can also utilize the free ones that I have on my website, and I showed them off today. You'll join. It's the same thing. You just don't have paper in your hands that you can't, play with while you're in the car or laying in bed. You have to, the ones that are online, same sort of thing. It's just that they're in the electronic version. But if you want them to where you can print them out and hold them and take them everywhere you go, stick them up in the windows. Have you ever seen the movie Color Purple or read the book? When her sister was teaching her how to read, they put the little, they're like flashcards up all over the house, the windows, the refrigerator, everywhere. Kind of like that, You can just post them everywhere. I've seen people in, when I took Anatomy 1 and 2, my son had like a little jogging suit, and I drew all the bones onto his jogging suit and labeled them so that he could run around the house and I would see them all the time. It's a good, because I learn better by doing. I can't learn by reading. I have to do to learn. So, yeah, I always came up with some way to do something to make it stick in my head. It could have been either or subsequent, or it could have been OBS. Either or is what that sentence says. So for the previous question for go-kart, when a consultation service is performed prior to admission, the consultant sees the patient again after the admission. The consultant should report a subsequent hospital visit or observation service instead of initial visit or inpatient consultation. So it's an or thing, and what you need to know is if the patient was discharged, then you're going to bill observation. If they were not discharged and they're still admitted, then that consultant is going to bill a subsequent hospital visit, and that's it. No ER visit on that one. What are our subcategories to office and other outpatient E&M services? What are they? In your CPT book, they tell you about your level of E&M services, okay? And they talk about your classifications of E&M codes, the classifications down here at the very, very bottom, the classifications of evaluation and management E&M services. So they talk about the fancy terms, about what are E&M codes, how are they categorized, all this beginning stuff in your guidelines. They have two subcategories underneath your regular office visits and outpatient services, which are your 99201 through 99215. What are the subcategories for this area? And for the ticky-talkers I'm talking about right here, if you're on in the beginning of your E&M book, office visits in the green header have two subcategories, and they're technically color-coded in red. So if you go here Your subcategories are going to be color-coded in the red font. The green font is your header. If you look at this book at the very, very beginning, where it talks about the instructions for use of the CPT guidebook, if you have not read these pages, they are informative. They tell you about the format of the terminology and including the categories and what these headers mean, the color coding of things. That's what they're talking about. And I'm always telling you to clear your headers before your CPT code descriptors. So I wanted to even just kind of point out that I've been pointing out in the back in the surgery section about the headers, right? About your body parts being headers, clear those before you move on. Well, E&M has headers too, and I wanted to make sure you guys know about the headers. So this is a header, and then it has a subcategory. Subcategory is correct, new and established. Perfect. Easy peasy. Perfect. What type office and other outpatient services represent what type of visits? If your patient is at this location, we're coding these 99202 through 99215. Where is your patient? They do give you a list of places in your guidelines, if you've read these, of what types of visits are going to be there. What places are they at? Anybody? I got 33 of you guys on TikTok, so here we go. Make this a little smaller and better in frame for you guys on TikTok. Here we go. Office and other outpatient E&M services, which means you're right there in your CPT book, represent what type of visits? Oops, wrong one. Where did OBS go? What do I do with it? There we go. In these guidelines, they will tell you, if you read all of this, what types of visits, what types of places. It's listed right here in your guidelines about E&M guideline overview, and then the classification of evaluation and management services right underneath it, and getting it directly from your guidelines. And you should know this. What type of visits, if you are billing 99202 to 99215, what type of visits? Where is your patient? Where are they at when we bill these? Provider offices, right? So dyslexic. What other kind of facilities? Good job, Emily. Outpatient. Yep. And what's the last one? There you go, Royal. You got the word I was looking for. Perfect. Good job. Ambulatory, which gets your ERs, your urgent cares, those kind of places in those categories. Perfect. That's all. That's it. Do you know your categories of E&M services? Do you know your subcategories? Do you know what types of visits are represented in those codes? That's it. This is from, 99 to 02 through 99215, and also include your 99281 through 85 codes. So just your rationale for that question is that office or other outpatient E&M services or other outpatient E&M services are divided into subcategories of new or established patients. The category represents visits performed in a provider's office, outpatient hospitals, or ambulatory facilities such as urgent care centers. Just the rationale. All right, I'm done torturing you guys. Let's get back to practicing some exam questions with A, B, and C and D noted for you, so you don't have to stress so much. What do you guys think the answer is for this question? Look for your similarities. Look for your coding irregularities. Don't forget to look at your parentheticals. And you guys tell me what you think the answer is. Put it in chat. Let me also know in chat when you get to code 43274, because you all should be going there, looking at your header, verifying that you are in the right spot. Angela's there. Good job. Happen to be, what am I in? I'm in the 2023 book right now, so that's page 347, if you happen to be in there. You're glad we went over these types of questions? Thanks, Go-Kart. I go off your emails. You've been so gracious. She's been polling people in Discord, gathering information from people she's chatting. She's always in our study group. Happy to help people out. She's one of my moderators on TikTok and YouTube, and she lets me know weekly, daily emails what you guys want and need. So if she's ever asking you guys, I do read her emails. I probably reply to none of them, but we talk during our lives and during tutoring sessions, but I see them and I do read them, and I do try to incorporate everything she says in my lessons, for sure. Good job, Miko. Good job, Samantha. What do you guys think is the answer? Thanks, Blanca, for the heart me. Aw, you guys are awesome. Beth said she got that one right about the new and established. Good job. Harris, too. Gosh, has it been an explosion on TikTok today of people eating their pets? It's been crazy. I can't get through any TikTok messages without people putting Crisco on their animals. It's been hysterical today. I don't know what the deal is. All these trends. And today I also saw somebody on TikTok who put their brother, like an adult male, in a baby carrier and did moonwalking with him in it in a front baby carrier. What, that has been hysterical, watching that whole trend go on. That's been funny. If they're not doing their pets and their babies moonwalking, now we've got adults being manhandled with and made to do the moonwalking. That's just been funny. TikTok is so much fun. It's so funny. Jen, when you go over the index, what do you look up to find the codes? Great one. We just went over one of those for impending infarctions. That one was a fun one. If you missed it, I have a replay today on YouTube of today's live that's already up and posted, and it's free. You can go there, Medical Coding by Jen on YouTube. And the live that is playing right now, you can go on and rewind it, and it shows you how to use the index when we didn't even have A, B, C, or D to look up. We just did one of those. Plus, I have a whole list of videos that if you go to the playlist under ICD-10, just click on that playlist, and then you can watch all my ICD-10 videos on that. Whoops. What do you guys think is the answer? All right, let's go to, this is how I would have done the question. I probably would have thought B is my answer too, just looking at that. If I come to 43274, it is a child code, meaning its indentation is way far away from the CPT code. I know it's a child code. I have to go look and see what mama is, because child codes you can't do nothing with. You got to go see what mama is. What is our mother code to 43274? Put it in chat. What's the mother code for it? Where would I find her? Thank you guys for the 8,000 taps on TikTok and all the shares of the live. Fagan says 43260. Correct. That is our mama code. That means our 43274 is also an endoscopic retrograde, whatever the heck that says, ERCP, right? It's everything that mama is up to the semicolon. There's a semicolon after ERCP. So our child code includes the ERCP, which is mama, but it also includes what it has, which is a placement of the stent into the biliary and pancreatic duct. It also includes pre and post dilation, wires. For each stent, we would times this if we had multiple stents. Let's go to our question and see, did we do an ERCP? Are we underneath the right header? Yes, we are. Where did we put any stents, if at all? We do have a stent. We did our stent in the placed a stent in the major papilla area. Is that what our 7.4 said? What is the 7.3 code? if we go look for our 7-3, endoscope canalization of that PAPI word with direct visualization of the pancreatic duct. It's an add-on code. Do we have any do nots? It says you can only do the 7-3 once. It says you can use the 7-3 in conjunction with the 74 is listed right there. 43274 is listed in there as a use with. So our answer happens to be C with this one. We did the one stent, which is our 74. Then we did the deep canalization, which is the 7-3. And we get to add them both. The deep canalization. Yep, exactly, Miko. If a provider conducts an ERCP procedure and documents successfully visualization of the common bile ducts, is it always appropriate to report the add-on code 43273 in addition to the procedure code? We have 3 no's and 1 yes. Our 7-3 code is that add-on code where it says successfully visualization of the common bile ducts. If they say that, do we always code the 43273? If the note says simply these words, successful visualization, visualization. Ooh, that one's a rough one. Successful visualization of the common bile duct. They could not make this any worse. What's a synonym? Successful evaluation, not re-evaluation, but what about evaluation? Successful evaluation of the common bile ducts. I like that better. I can't say evaluation. Or visualization. That one's, let's change it to evaluation. Successful evaluation of the common bile ducts. If it says that, do we always add the 7-3? Indeed. Good job, Island. My CPC and CPMA. Indeed. Be sure to have those words right there written at the top header of your CPT book on this page, and probably the previous page. I would put it at the top of both those pages so you remember to add that. If you see the words bile duct anywhere in any exam question that includes these codes, because the very first code on this page is R43260. You're already doing an ERCP. So if they see bile duct, you know you got to add that. Your answer has to have that 7-3 in it, no matter what. And then you could eliminate and pick out answers quickly, right? C is our correct answer. Which of the following medical condition registers the most new cases each year in the United States? Hypertension, depression, chronic pain, or diabetes? The leading cause of death in children certainly changed this year. The number one reason why children are in the ER, can anybody guess what that is? Number one reason why your children end up in the ER. Trampoline injuries. These at-home trampolines with no parental supervision, they get bored real quick and they start putting chairs or other kids, and they have multiples in there. It is the number one reason why people end up going to the ER with their kids is trampolines. The number one reason that they go to the ER for babies, anybody under 2, is burns, but normally it is burns from curling irons, hot steamers, those hair straightener things, because the cords that they're plugged into drape down to the floor cabinet area, and you know your kids are running around on the floor at your heels in the morning while you're getting ready, and you might get done with your hair straightener, and then they pull that cord and it hasn't cooled off yet and they get burned. So those are 2 areas to save you guys from having to go to the ER. Make sure those cords are not anywhere near your cabinets, that they stay in the sink area so that the kids can't reach them. Number one reason, or the number one most new cases in the United States each year, is dealing with hypertension, depression, chronic pain, or diabetes. I don't know why they want this to know for the CPC exam, but it's one of their brand new questions. It's not hypertension. It's not diabetes either. Ozempic has gotten everybody off the diabetes list. Nobody's heavy anymore. Nobody has type 2 diabetes anymore. It's not hypertension because we're losing weight. Everybody's on those injection shots. Correct, Tasha. It is chronic pain. According to the research by NCCIH, There are more new cases of chronic pain each year than hypertension, depression, or diabetes now. Chronic pain. Once you get that one thing injured, they can't ever put it back the way it used to be. People have a lot more chronic pain nowadays. When is it appropriate to bill HCPCS code G0330 for dental rehabilitation procedure furnished to a Medicare patient? Is it when a patient requires monitored anesthesia? Is it when no other or more specific code is available? When dental services are integral to the medical necessity? Or all of the above? Dealing with it for 9 years. I'm sorry, Katie. That's terrible. My dad got hurt in Vietnam, and you know, to be a young teenager when you go off and then you get hurt at such a young age, and then you got to deal with that for the rest of your life, you know, that's what, 40, 50 years? It's terrible. Yeah. Y'all know AAPC's favorite answer to all their questions. None of the above, all of the above. Yes, this is all of the above is answered for that one. Why have licensed acupuncturists not benefited from the addition to acupuncture in the Medicare Part B benefits? It's now part of a benefit for Medicare patients, but why are licensed acupuncturists not benefiting from this being added to Medicare Part B? Is it because they refuse to send claims to Medicare? Is it Medicare patients don't seek out acupuncture? Commercial payers pay more or are not eligible to enroll in Medicare? What is the most correct answer, I guess I should say? Because there might be two answers here. Correct again, Tasha. Acupuncturists are a part of a list of 22 provider types that are not eligible to enroll in being able to bill into Medicare to get reimbursement. So, yeah, they'll cover it, but you got to get a different type of physician to do it who probably didn't go to school for acupuncturist. I don't know. It's just stupid. Healthcare, if somebody is sick and we have the ability to fix them, it should be just be given. There's just no reason for all this payment structure and foolishness. All right, what documentation required by a payer is with the acupuncturist actually do in the treatment room? What must the acupuncturist do inside the treatment room? Which is required by some payers. So if, like a commercial payer like Blue Cross Blue Shield, will pay for an acupuncturist to see a patient and treat them, what must they have documented in their note? Should they have time? The reinsertion of needles, the length of the needles, or the number of needles used? Incongruent with what is required. What documentation required by some payers is incongruent with what? Incongruent. Incongruent. What the hell are they talking about? Incongruent? Does that mean not part of it or is part of it? Incongruent.
Incongruent.
Incongruent. Incongruent. Incompatible. In chemistry, it means melting or disillusioned.
Incongruent.
And what?
Incongruent.
Incongruent. Oh, Lord.
Incongruent.
That'll take me a minute to learn. Means incompatible in an adjective term. Incompatible. Oh, God. Could they not make it more difficult? This came from the September magazine from AAPC. One of their new questions. Which one? What documentation required by a payer is not compatible with what acupuncturists actually do in a treatment room? Sorry if I am vocabulary insufficient most of the time. I did not learn phonics in the 70s when I was in school at all. All right, not compatible. So I have to Google everything with what acupuncture. So you're looking for an incorrect answer, not a correct answer. Time is probably something they'd want. The length of the needles or the reinsertion of needles? The number of needles probably would need to be in there. So it'd have to be B or C, right? For not compatible. I don't know. Let me check chat and see what you're saying. It's not you, Jen. It is the way the question is written. I mean, they could not have made this more difficult. It's like they go through the vocabulary language and try to make it like, what? You're not supposed to be reading the questions anyway. You know, I don't like y'all doing that. But Lord, what documentation required by some payers is incongruent with what acupuncturists actually do in the treatment room. It takes me forever to read like a whole book of something because the vocabulary and the way they string the sentences means something totally different than what I imagine they're saying. Because at first it sounds like they're looking for a correct answer, what is required by payers in the treatment room to be documented or whatever. But the more you analyze it, you figure out, no, they're looking for an incorrect answer. Other people can just read this and know instantly what the heck they're talking about. The first time through. So envious of people that can read. I can't read. They do make it hard to comprehend. Can they even reinsert a needle? I thought once it's out, it needs to be sterilized again, but I don't know. Good point. I've not been to an acupuncturist. I have seen it done. And it's hard to tell exactly what they're doing too, because they're constantly moving the needle. Even once they put it in, I couldn't tell unless, because I'm not that close to the patient. Are they reinserting it, inserting it back in, or are they just moving it? What are they doing? I don't know. They're doing a lot of stuff over there with that needle when they're sticking it in. I don't know. I have no idea. I got to go look on YouTube and watch some procedures and see. But that is the answer. Acupuncturists do not reinsert needles during treatment. This implies that the needle is taken out and then put back in. This would violate the clean needle technique and is unnecessary. Perfect. Good deduction on that one. If you've ever watched somebody that is super good at it, and has done it all their life, once the needle's in, you can see them still holding on to it and doing things with it. It's very interesting, but they're doing it so quick too. It's very wild. Boy, that one took forever. Good gracious. Which of the following statements about coding for audiological function testing is false? Looking for another incorrect answer. The code 92552 describes a measure to determine hearing threshold by air conduction only. The basic hearing test involved the use of calibrated equipment. Category 3 codes, when a patient utilizes computer, blah, 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 to listen to the tones and documents their response. And then audiological function test 92550 through 88 includes testing of both ears. B sounds interesting to me. Basic hearing test involves the use of calibrated electronic equipment. Is that my mom? I hear my mom. You guys work on that? Let me see if that was my mom. Let's see if she needed me. Is that Grandma? No. Oh, I'm hearing things. Y'all haven't heard?
She came in here. She said she got ham stuff. I think she made her a ham sandwich.
Okay. Good. Okay. I did talk to her today. How many sentences you got written? And you better not be going I. You write the sentence.
I tested it. It's literally slower if you go I. Like it's straight up slower.
Duh. Alright. No, just my imagination. Was not my mom. Nine 255. What the heck's going on there? The category 2 code sounds legit because they do a lot of stuff back there in those O2s. 92. Five 92552. Air only, it's a threshold. That's correct. What's going on with our 92550? Includes testing of both airs. That's a guideline question. And the answer is right above. If you look at the auditory function test, which is right above all of these codes, you have your guidelines right there. You have a sentence right here that says, all services include test for both ears. If you only do one ear, you have to utilize modifier 52 with all of these. I guarantee you that'll be a question on the exam in some way, fashion, or form. You will perform one of these tests, codes, and then they'll only do it on the right. And you got to remember that you need that 52 modifier because it's not in a parenthetical below, it's in a note above the codes. So that's an excellent area to trick you guys on the exam. But that is true also. Answer for this one is our B one. Basic hearing tests do not involve the use of calibrated equipment. Which of the following equipment does not meet the criteria for an audiological function test? Is it the tuning fork, whisper note, finger rub, or all of the above? Y'all know this one, all of the above. Easy peasy. How do Medicare enrollees obtain off-the-shelf, over-the-counter braces? If you have a Medicare patient, how do they get to go to Walgreens or something and buy a brace off the shelf? Do they go and get them free from any drugstore or medical supply store? Do they get a written authorization from a provider they regularly see for OTS? The provider has to document medical necessity by responding to a television advertisement, or D, all of the above? Good job, Fagan. An audit. B, they just get a written prescription carried in. Got to document the medical necessity. Y'all got time to do another ICD-10 one, and then we'll stop for tonight. We're going to do 2 more hours of practice exam questions on Friday. I think I've already got the YouTube link up, but I'll check and make sure. Don't forget, this Sunday is going to be super cool. I've got 75 questions almost done for Sunday's workshop. We're going to do in the same pace as the certification exam. So we're going to be doing 25 questions per hour. If you can't attend, you can get the replay with your pre-purchase, and you can watch it whenever you get a chance. It's going to be a really good one. Let me give away some YouTube. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. I want to give away some YouTube memberships. Go toss some money to YouTube. While you guys work on this practice exam question. Yay! Good job, Go Kart. You already got your email, I hope. Katie, Ahmed, Patrice, Reese, Kristen, and oh yeah, just remember the they're going to come out with a new animation on Netflix of the Twilight series. Huh? It's coming out pretty soon, so that's too cool. All right. Are we a Z83.71 or 1819, or there's no need to include the code in the claim? We have a patient with bowel habits that have changed. The patient's father has a history of colon cancer. The brother has a history of colon cancer. The surgeon performs a colonoscopy and removes 2 polyps and separately submits them for pathology. What code is used to report family history of colon polyps? They probably gonna make us go all the way down to those 6 digits. So I'd run all the way to our Z83, of course, all the way. It's probably a difference between the 18 and the 19. 9 might be non-specific. 83.7, 71, 18 and 19 down here. The 18 is other, and then 19 is our family. Not too bad. We just had to run to the codes though. It happens to be our 19. A lot of times with our diagnosis codes, you don't have to worry about it being the smallest of the 2 numbers, but sometimes those 9s are non-specific and I try to stay away from them, but it happened to be the correct answer for this one this time. This was just another anatomy one. Which type of colon polyp is typically identified as precancerous? This one's cool. I had to think about this one. Serrated, omas, that's cancerous, right? If it's got an oma at the end. So we're already cancer there, I think. Hyperplastic. This one also has omas in here. Huh. That's my child messaging me. Let me see what's going on. Sorry, TikTok. Oh, yeah. He's asking about the cable bill. Yep. Which one is precancerous? Good job, Mabel and Go-Kart. Add whatever. Among omas are advanced polyps, and they are benign, but they are considered precancerous. They are identified based on the growth pattern, which is tubular. Honeycombed is another thing that they might say in some areas. Some pathologists like to say honeycombed. It's still kind of tubular, but yes, it's all precancerous. And I think think that's it, because the next ones I've got are in the nervous system, modifiers, HIPICS codes, more E&M, and then more diagnosis codes. I think we'll wait till Friday to do all those. I hope this was super helpful though, guys. We worked really hard today. I'm so proud of you guys doing all those E&Ms with me today. Don't forget about headers before descriptors. I know somebody has their exam on Saturday, Fagan on the 23rd, so be sure to come back on Friday. I'll make sure to try to have some stuff for you to keep in mind of what's going to be on the exam for your exam on Saturday. Then we're also going to do a 3-hour workshop on Sunday. You guys can go to my website, which is super easy peasy to get to. If you go to the medicalcodingbyjen.com site, which, we're down at the bottom of all the C and CRC practice questions. Oh, I got my page too big. Here we go. Go to just the home page. It's easiest. The workshop's right there, that big old picture in the middle where it says book now. That's the one for the workshop. You just click on that. You can go there. You can also go to workshops and tutoring. Don't forget, I have 2 types of tutoring now. So if you just want to call and chat with me for an hour, you know, getting advice with no practice questions and prep, we can do that too now. I've got that one-on-one practice right here. And then if you want to see if you're ready for the exam and tell me what your top 3 issues are, and you want to be tested to see if you're strong in those areas and ready for your exam attempt, I have another tutoring session for that you can schedule. But for our workshop this Sunday, it's right there. So super handy dandy. And if you are going to do your CPMA certification, highly recommend coming to my shop. This is where the CPT notes are at. This is where the ICD-10 notes are at. But this repeat workshop right here that I have right here, there is a workshop right here for CPMA. That sucker is really worth watching if you want to pass your CPMA certification. That's a really good YouTube video. So you can still purchase it right there. So anyway, I hope this is all helpful. Don't forget about the free resources, the free practice area, the free PDFs that you can get in the practice area. There's the PowerPoint presentation on the heart, and you have the acronyms that you can download that are in PowerPoint presentation also as flashcards. So super helpful. Plus there's practice questions there that are free. So you guys, I'm loving the Mint mobile too. I know y'all are getting dollared and dimed enough, but don't forget about Pocket Prep. 750 practice exam questions. But I also have a link here for Mint Mobile. I switched over from Verizon to Mint, and I literally am paying $15 for unlimited cell phone. I have the hotspot. I never do use that, but I got all the unlimited data, you name it. $15 a month. I love it. And it's picking up better signal than my Verizon did. I had Verizon for a decade, but 2 lines was costing me $240 a month, and it's just too much now that I quit working. So we switched over to Mint, and I've been loving it. And then I asked them for a promo code, and they gave me one. So they only allow 1% of people that actually apply get a promo code. So if you do want to switch your cell phone service, you can take your old phone number and go there and switch your service. Take your old phone with you if you want. they do have phones there, but I'm loving it. I sincerely do not regret leaving Verizon at all. I have not had any issues. In fact, I got better service than I have had. So, can totally vouch for that. It's worth it if you want to switch your cell phone service over. And I hope this was super helpful. I will see you guys on Friday. And I've got a tutoring tomorrow, so I look forward. I think it's Angela. I'm going to see her tomorrow, so we're going to have a chat. So I hope I can help her out. But I don't think anybody's booked for next week. I do have somebody on Sunday before our workshop too, so that'll be fun. But anyway, I'll see you guys on Friday and on Sunday. I hope this was helpful. Proud of you guys. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kristen. Thank you so much. And I hope those YouTube videos, now that you've got access to all my old workshops, the ones that are older than 90 days, and then the old duck classes, plus you've got access to the book prep videos where you get to watch me do the guidelines and everything, because you got the YouTube membership now. Those are some really good videos. You're going to be sick of my voice. But the good thing is if you do the workshops and the duck class videos without my voice on there at all, just do the questions and time yourself every 2 minutes. Just pick an answer and then see if you got it right. That will help you more than anything. Get ready for that exam. Don't forget to think about looking up what in the books tells you that answer is incorrect. That is super helpful when you're working through these practice exam questions. Don't just memorize which answer is correct. Also go figure out what in the manuals. Is it a parenthetical? Is it a header? Is it a subheader? What is it that tells you that that is the wrong answer? Figuring out how to use the ICD-10 and the CPT books efficiently to pick out the answers is helpful for the exam. Plus, of course, the process of elimination, not reading the questions at all, looking for coding irregularities, modifiers where they shouldn't be, is super helpful. So happy, Kristen. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Go eat. I'm hungry now. You're very welcome. Thank you, sweetin'.